This seems to decide everything for the San Diego Padres. Let's talk about what I think is the one key to unlocking or undoing their postseason success this year. What's going on, everybody? Christian Pedersen back with another episode of Padres Digest. Thank you very much for tuning into the show. As we go through with any of this, if you want to drop a comment about what we're talking about, if you want to hit the subscribe button, it would be much appreciated. If not, no worries. Also, if there's something else you want to see a video on, drop the comment there. Let me know. Let's set the table for this one with saying that here is where we are at of us recording this. 2.5 back. I still consider the San Diego Padres a playoff team, but I want to talk about what's going on with the home and road splits. And this is coming off of us not doing very well on either lately, but overall, I am a big believer in the generalization and grander nature of baseball trends and tendencies. Like if a team is so-and-so over 30, 50, 60 games, then they are over 2 or 3. I believe that. So if you look there, Padres above 500 by a good margin on the home games and below 500 on a good margin on the road games. Why do I say that this has playoff potential implications, other than obviously it has to do with us winning or losing, the division or whatnot? Let's play a little game of if the season ended today. If the season ended today, here is the setup. Padres at that 5 would be on the road perpetually throughout the playoffs, save for a massive upset coming on the other side of that bracket. Okay. A lot to make out of that because you can like or dislike the certain matchups of the Cubs, the Brewers, the Dodgers, the Mets. Maybe it's the Phillies. Maybe it's the Braves. Maybe it's whoever. You can like or dislike any of those specific matchups, and definitely, drop a comment. Let me know if the season ended today, do you like that path? Do you like them as a World Series, or what level of contender do you see them as? But looking at it if we are going to bear out those generalities between how much better they are doing at home versus how much worse they are doing on the road in a situation where the route to the World Series is entirely made up of road series, where admittedly there are home games to be played, but the point of home field advantage is that you play more home field games than you play road games. And so the higher ranked team gets that. And so the Padres would not have that. Therefore, going back to that mathematical, if you want to buy into, like I was saying, the generality of teams, this would be a team that would not make a deep playoff run. Or you would not, based off of general math trends, expect to be able and capable of, call it, stealing a game or whatever, winning one on the road. Talking about getting there. We've got an injury to X that most likely he's done for the regular season and most likely is done for the playoffs. He could be on the bench, Kirk Gibson moment, whatever. I'm counting him out. Merrill's coming back. King is coming back. Let's look at the Padres on the offensive end, because right now, to me, and Jason Adam, we lose him yesterday, but my pitching opinion is set, even with a Jason Adam injury and a potential Michael King return. My opinion of the Padres 2025 pitching situation is set in that our bullpen is fantastic. It's one arm less deep than it was yesterday, but our bullpen is still phenomenal. One of the best, if not the best. And our starting pitching is I'm going to call it spotty, because Pivetta has had great stretches and great starts and also bad starts. King, if he's back and if he's healthy, he's seemingly good at baseball this year. Sometimes Nestor is pitch to contact, 5 great innings. Sometimes he's a ton of okay. So nothing is going to change my opinion of the starting pitching situation. The bullpen is set. So the question for me is the offensive end, and it is a twofold question. It is, one, does this offense right here, with what we have now seen a month plus of the trade guys and the new this, that, and granted Xander's changing things, But looking at the offensive production, does this team right here have enough to do one of two things? Either win enough games this month to get us into the home field advantage situation, or does this offense have enough in it to win one road game and all home games for 3 series in a row, or something of that, like sneak in a couple here and there? I don't know. I think my confidence is, if I got to put it at a 1, I saying I don't know is frustrating for you guys, and it's a little bit of a radio tease. Oh, like let's put this thought out here, but it changes a lot with Xander being injured. I certainly think that the question of can this team win enough games to get ourselves out of this situation right here, I have a lower confidence in that right now than I have at any point recently. And putting me at a lower confidence of that, like, I'm going to assume that we're with even though the ease of the schedule that we have between now and the end of the season, we're going to have some baseball moments combined with what I said, like spotty starting pitching, and now a need to ease up on some of the bullpen usage on certain guys because things are going to shift with Jason Adam moving out. It wouldn't surprise me if we fall short in winning enough games to flip this situation in any sort of dramatic way. Maybe home field for that first series. Maybe we can overtake the Cubs. Maybe not. I don't know. You have very little, very, very seldomly do I ever actually know in any of this. Unfortunately, I just am a blabbering talking head, because we could be in a position where maybe you guys are out there saying, hey, look, also if statistical trends pan out, the Dodgers are doing horribly and we're going to cross them anyway. Or you're thinking the Padres are going to right the ship. That's why I want to hear from you guys. Drop a comment. I love the variety of opinions that come with all this. But looking at this, I don't see home field advantage, but I do see, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I do see a team that in looking at this was a lot better, or is a lot better than at what I would consider to be the like bad stretches this season. We've had a couple of different valleys where the team has kind of bottomed out, and I know that me using the like who's hitting above and below 250 is kind of a stupid arbitrary line because all these are situational hitting, but like if you look just in aggregate, the numbers have shifted up and have become deeper, and nobody out here is hitting insane. Ramon Laureano, only regular player to be playing at hitting above 300. So obviously down year from Manny, down year from Nando. But if it's Manny and it's Nando, to come back and answer that part 2 of the question is, does that squad have what it takes, in my opinion, to do it in a small enough sample size where they need to just win one at Wrigley, one at whatever City Field, or not City Field, whatever the Brewers Field is. You can sweep at home, win one. You know what? I still believe that that's in those guys to have some of those condensed postseason magical type moments because of how high we know them to be able to be. So sure, if the deciding factor is home versus road, maybe this is a sign that the Padres are screwed. But I kind of think that if over the next month they can close those gaps a little bit, combined with once we're in the playoff situation of a little bit bigger hype, bigger moment, bigger environment, I would like to think that Fernando and Manny got just like just enough in the tank. But maybe the fact that we're in this situation and we're having to say that these guys maybe just a little bit, something like that, means that this team isn't really built for it this year. And the fact that they're way under 500, I'm starting to reach back to the start of all this now. But that's kind of just where my brain is at today, is thinking about how drastic those splits are. And it is fantastic that the Padres play at home as well as they do. You'd like to think that continues to be, if not a bigger factor in October, once the crowds get even louder and more dialed in. So I'm here for it. I want to hear what you guys think. And like I said at the beginning, if you want to hit the subscribe button, it would be much appreciated. If not, though, no worries. Talk to you guys next time.